Hi, how is everybody today? We're reading One Day in the Alpine Tundra. We're on chapter 3. We're going to continue with this. The tent was motionless. Johnny slept. The marmot whistled, all's well, and waddled down from his lookout boulder. Where he had sat, an orange lichen grew. It thrived on the urine left by the marmot. Other orange mats on the boulders marking other lookout spots polka dotted the rocks. Crossing the snowfield, the marmot frightened the water pipits in the snow bed left by the melting snowfield. He ate a few tender shoots, then plodded on. He arrived in the fell field, a community of medium-sized stones, sand, soil, and indigenous plants like the Alpine dandelion, which had gone to seed. The round puffs were breaking up in the wind, sailing off to alight on put-down new roots. The dandelion is well suited for life in the rugged fell field. Its leaves grow in a rosette flat against the ground, and out of the wind its thick roots hold in place when the stones shift. The root, which is abnormally long, searches out the water under the dry fell field. All summer the marmot had been putting on weight in preparation for his winter hibernation. On August 16th he was sleek and fat, but he moved quickly despite his weight. For like all animals of the Alpine tundra, he was alert that beasts faster than those of his cousins in the valleys as the pumps the scat oxygen through his bloodstream. On this day, he, like other creatures of the Alpine tundra, was in a race against time. Spring, summer, and fall are compacted into less than 3 months at 10,000 feet, and it was already autumn. The asters were blooming, and the tufted hair grass turned gold. The mountain blue-violet leaves had withered and fallen. The marmot was in the first stage of hibernation. He was sleepy, and his head drooped, and he nodded as he ate. The heavy frost 2 nights ago had set off his internal sleep clock. He was slowing down towards the hour when he would waddle into his den, put his paw over his nose, tuck his head into his groin, and hibernate. His body temperature would drop to almost 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and his heart rate would slow down, and he would breathe only once or twice a day. In the winter torpor, he would live through the foodless sub-zero temperatures and the ice and snow. At 9:20 a.m., the mother pika came out of her den in the talus slope. Unlike the lowland rabbits, this creature of the mountaintops had small ears that are close to her head to protect them from the frostbite. The pads in her feet are covered with fur, not only for warmth, but to hold her to icy rocks, for she is up all winter running through her labyrinth of tunnels that wind between and around the stones of the talus slope. She can stay up all winter because she is a food store. During the summer, she harvests wildflowers and grasses of the Alpine tundra and places them on rocks in the sun where they are dry. She stores them in her hay bins along the tumbled rocks and feeds on them through a blizzard and cold while the marmot sleeps. By August 16th, the pika had mated and raised 1 litter of 4 youngsters who are now harvesting their own crops for the winter. The smallest of her offspring was in the snow bed. With a sip of his 4 cutting teeth, he felled a 3-inch sedge, and others of her youngsters were running across the alpine meadow with a red flower of gila in their mouth. She placed it beside the pile of blue-green gentians and white bitterroot to make red, white, and blue hay pile. She piped a soft note, turned, and went back to work. Wow, that's the end of chapter 3. Talk to you later. And remember, keep on reading. It won't hurt you.